All right, guys, let's go ahead and get in this weekend recap and take a look at kind of what's going on here. The candle just closed here for this last week, and we do have a fresh candle just now starting up. So here I'm on the daily chart. You can see that sliver starting right here. And I did mark out the key levels for the chart here. And the key levels are sitting. Let's go ahead and jump out on the weekly just so you can see it. So we have our key levels for the breakout and the breakdown are actually sitting on the close and open of this last candle that we just closed here. And if the one thing is this week is kind of one of those candles is it needs to tell us kind of really where it wants to go. If it doesn't, it's just going to kind of stay in this noise zone, which is just kind of a building strength for this to show all the indicators that you're looking at. We need to see them kind of bottom out and reverse. And if we can stay above this key area right here of 110,400 range, then we're looking pretty good for this to start to curl back out and hold this whole area and run up. What we don't want to see is have it start to break out of here. And really, we're looking at the week, so it would just be really just right here, this one candle body that's going to go up and down. Like I said, it's just a sliver right now. But looking at the indicators for the week, starting out, they're not real healthy. You can see since this run up here and all this weeks through all this time frame, all these candle bodies that are weeks, you can see that we've been running up, and now we've been kind of rolling back over. The slow is on top of the fast moving average here, which is not what we want to see. We want to see it the other way around, like up on this. So that's more of a bearish sign. You can see this starting to roll over possibly. It's starting to show kind of a flattening and curling over. Same thing with the way back since July 21st or so. That was when the last bullish histogram was pushed, and then since then it's been more selling pressure than buying, and now we're actually going underneath the neutral zone in this open week right now. So it's gotten thinner and thinner. This last week was even thinner. You have the fast moving average crossing through the slow moving average. That's bearish. You're still staying up in bullish territory up here, but this could roll over. The reason why I'm saying we have to watch this line in the sand, that both these lines. So if we get back above 17,500, which you've heard me say in the past reviews, then hey, we're golden, we're bullish. Let's go ahead and start running up. But if we get above that, great. If we get below this, then it's great too. It's just telling us what's going on. A lot of times when you're trading, unless you're looking at long-term investing, and even then, a lot of these are small moves on the bigger picture for you. You're not really, what we're just trying to do is always find out what could happen, and when it gets there, what's going to happen from there, so we can make sound decisions. Say, these are your areas of breakout. Now, these are your major resistance for this last week, which is 116,000, just say 75, and 112,700 range is the support area. So when we first break this is the first area to break. We could run on down and bounce in here, which is at 110,400. Now, the bigger run could be down in here, and this is something I would be looking for on the weekly is, are we going to run on down into this area? So we'll just have to, time will tell, right? But these are the levels that we're looking for. And if we break down through this level, this could run down here. And this could just be one big, huge wick down here, bounce on this area, and then come back up and close above even as 21 or back right up in this area. But the other thing I want to point out is this is kind of the angle that we've been running on for weeks. I mean, these are weak candles again. So every week that goes by, there's only each one of these prints. So you started this trend back on April 7, and really, this candle right here is the candle of August 18th is actually went below it. And now we're on this next candle. Could this back test up in this area? Maybe we could also be looking, like I said, to go down and then start to build in this area, come down in here and wick. We could even go lower and build. We'll just have to watch. Of course, we're talking about weeks here, so this could take a little longer to transition out instead of just one candle. But those are the lines in the sand that we're looking for. So using these levels, it helps us trade throughout this week. So then thinking about that on the weekly, we go into the daily. The daily is right now is sitting right here in that neutral zone. This does show that it's pointing down. You have the histogram doing the same thing as the weekly. It showed it was running up here on August 13th, and then since then it started to roll back over. Then it showed a little more signs here on the Friday, but through the weekend it actually has rolled on over, and then even now we're going into Monday's idea. It's really Sunday night into Monday morning, and as of right now, it's already starting to continue just to roll over with what we got on the cross back here on early Sunday. We got the MACD to cross over, and it's gone into bearish territory, and the slow moving average is now moved into bearish territory. So we'll have to kind of watch this. Like I said, it could just move on down to this area and build support here too throughout the the next couple of days. So something just to think about. Going into the 4 hour, as of right now, it's tried to push on up through into the weekend, and then we rolled on over, and now it's showing that same behavior, right? You had your MACD coming up, and then into on Friday up into the weekend, and now it's starting to come back down, and now the histogram is starting to build and go down. The one plus is your stochages are getting now down near the bottom, so this could have some strength for us. We'll have to kind of watch. The 1 hour, the nice is the 1 hour's already ran out, and this is showing kind of a rounding behavior. So as we go into lower time frames, we may get a little more strength or a little more bounce. This has already done that same thing on the 15 minute, like we're looking on the 1 hour, but it's already starting to transition out, but you can see it's starting to burn out. As it started to transition, it started to burn out. Now, this is where I start to look at my levels and use these levels for areas of support and resistance and where are we going to go. So you can see that this is the area in the sand for the weekly on the midpoint range. So we could bounce back up into here and bounce off, which we already kind of showed that a little bit. The 200 is a key indicator here. We're below it. On the 1 hour, we're also below it, and on the 4 hour below. So those are all bearish, bearish, bearish. Till we can get above those, we can't really start going bullish a whole lot. And all the way down to the 5 minute, we're under the 200 right now. We are fighting right now to try to rebuild this, and we can start breaking out, and this could get a breakout. These are the levels, like I said, that I'm watching for. If we do get a breakout, is these support and resistance ranges, which is 112,700 again, and 116,040, right around in there, that I see us kind of bouncing into if we do start to recover. And mainly because the lower time frames right now, if you're looking at the indicators and read them like I was just talking about, these could show a little bit of rounding and possibly come out and push. But the longer time frames are also showing kind of the opposite. So you're kind of getting this mixed signals. And with what's happening right now and looking at the way the charts are laid out, they are kind of have to tell us what is really going to happen here. Those are some major lines in the sand, 117,500 and 110,400. Those need to kind of tell us, get us back into one direction or the other, get us some support, get us into some better, healthier price action. So that's kind of what we're looking at, guys. I just want to point it out. That way you can kind of help plan for the week and also know key levels and for support and what's going to happen for yourself at these times, or support and resistance zones on the charts. That's why we mark them out. So if this just starts taking off running and everybody on the X spaces just turns around and gets all excited, this thing's going to 160,000, which you hear that junk all the time. Every time price action starts to move, yeah, eventually it probably will get there, and eventually it probably will move there. But when we're looking at taking trades, we're not looking at taking a trade at 113,000 and taking it to 160,000. That's not what we're looking for. We'd be looking at taking this trade if it's set up, and we would probably be looking at taking it off around the 116,040 because we know that's a major support line. If things are setting up. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm showing you these levels and how we can take advantage of them. So the weekend, we talked a little bit about it here in the recap, but this was your Friday run up on the news, really exciting. We started to break down. It did show that it did have possibly had a run back up here on Saturday, and it had the same issue that it had on kind of that Friday area that we were talking about. And then it started to bounce down and just could not get a recovery at this point. It did get back above, or bounced right here off of the 200, got back above the 221 and tried to do that climb here on the 15 minute and just couldn't do it. And you can see it lost it as we came into Sunday morning. And then as we came into when the Sunday market, we could just continue to burn out. And you can see at this point, we were running up here on the 15 minute on the 200, which is a good sign. That's bullish. But we had lost that signal. So once you start to see this roll over, and a lot of people start getting excited right here, thinking we were getting ready to run up. But the hard part is you had this rolling back over, putting pressure now on the chart. So this is actually telling you more bearish settlement than bullish. And I know a lot of friends I was talking to this weekend, we were talking about this, and that's pretty much was the idea, is like, be careful here. If you're in a long, if you see this kind of start to recover and you don't see strength in this, then this pushover is pretty much 100% on. Go ahead and take your gain losses, whatever you have. Now, if you're in a short, you're in the favor of the market. Well, as we're talking about that, it was somewhere right in this area. It was just starting to kind of push back up, and then as you can see, just took off here into Sunday afternoon and came down and created this lower candle for the whole week, and hit the key zones that we were talking about last week, which we were calling for 112,000 to 110,000, and it already traded down to the 112,000 earlier in the week, and you can see throughout Sunday went ahead and fulfilled that with a nice wick, and now we're kind of in this weird recovery flag, and we'll kind of have to see if this is really going to recover truly and show some strength through here and really take off, or we're going to come back down and start testing this area some more. So we'll have to watch that, guys. And so that's just kind of a recap for the weekend with price action, and then also setting you up for this coming week and giving you key levels. Here is that chart. It's sitting on a 15 minute, but you can see the areas of 110,400 is the main breakdown area for the bears. If we want to look at the weekly support, we're sitting at 112,700. The resistance for the week is 116,040. And if we're going to show that the bulls are in charge and really hold strength and show reversals and start climbing back up in that 120 plus area, we need to get back above that 117,500. So those are the key levels that we're going to be watching throughout the week. Of course, daily we'll build in each level from there, but that is your bigger week in the next couple days, next 6 days or so for hard lines. So that's about it, guys. Let's go ahead and get excited for this week and start looking for some trade opportunities and take advantage of them. And happy trading. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We can definitely help you out as needed. And again, like and subscribe, because it always helps the videos and helps others that are part of the channel, guys. So we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you, guys.